Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at EmoNews, every moment online. I'm Rick Francis, and this is a news package for the 14th of August, 2025. Let's check out the headlines. Cricket legend Sir Vivian Richards inspires West Indies Academy players in powerful legacy session. Jasmine Schofield completes journey at the 2025 Pan Am Junior Games. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reiterated his government's commitment to transforming Dominica's education system. YouTube will start using AI to guess your age.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reiterated his government's commitment to transforming Dominica's education system. Speaking at a stakeholder consultation on curriculum reform on the 8th of August at the Goodwill Parish Hall in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Honorable Prime Minister Skerrit called for a holistic approach that tackles every aspect of the system. The session gathered educators, officials, and other stakeholders to explore ways to modernize the curriculum and boost student achievement nationwide.
I've been an advocate for education reform for a very long time. Even when I taught at schools, there's no students who could have gotten an A in my class, whether it was at the post-secondary school or the college, without class participation. 25% of my grade went to class participation. You had to speak, you had to do research, you had to listen to news, you had to give impromptu speeches or prepared speeches. You must ask questions, you must answer questions, you must engage. Because I always told my students that 99% of your engagement in the public domain is through oral means, not written. So nobody's going to ask you to write a 600-word essay. They're going to ask you to speak, and they're going to ask you to be there to engage and to hear from each other. So there is a need for us to have a change in the system so that we can continue to produce students who can compete in the world, students who can survive in a very difficult world, and students who can inculcate in them critical skills, critical thinking skills, analytical skills, the whole empathy towards humanity, the whole empathy towards our own responsibilities of family.
Director of Agriculture, Kian Stephenson, shares key insights from Dominica's contingent recent visit to South Korea under the World Bank and Korea Green Growth Trust Fund initiative. This pivotal exchange focused on integrating smart farming practices into Dominica's agricultural systems, inspired by the advanced South Korea model.
My name is Kian Stevenson. I'm from the Commonwealth of Dominica, the nature island, often mistaken for the Dominican Republic. It's a totally different island. I'm there, work with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy as the Director of Agriculture. And part of this project where we're looking at greenhouses or protective structures. And part of those protective structures, we're looking at how we can incorporate smart technologies and artificial intelligence as to upgrade the productivity of our greenhouses. Hence why we're here in Jeju and in South Korea to really look at the different technologies. We also want to introduce high-end crops to our markets like strawberries, microgreens, which would need this kind of indoor structure and setup. We have one young farmer with us that we hope to use as a pilot. Once we master the technology, that we could follow the Jeju situation and have a incubator program where we could have other young persons join on and build their experiences and go out into the farming community with a wealth of knowledge.
The Carifuna Cultural Group from Dominica's Kalinago territory has returned from a successful appearance at Trois Festive in Trois-Rivières, Guadeloupe. Held from August 8th to 12th, the event celebrates Amerindian heritage and Carifuna showcase Kalinago culture through traditional music, dance, and craft. Group President and Miss Dominica 2023, Adisha Burton, also participated in a panel discussion on the survival and transmission of Kalinago heritage, emphasizing the importance of indigenous education. The group expressed gratitude to the Trois-Rivières community, their sponsors Koda Suji Care, Inc., and the Ministry of Kalinago Upliftment for supporting their participation. Formed in 1978, Carifuna continues its mission to preserve and promote Kalinago culture at home and abroad. Dr. Shire Guy Grant Massicot has opened a private psychological practice in Louvière, urging citizens to be kind to their mind. Let's hear from Dr. Massicot.
I am the owner of Be Kind to Your Mind. So we've been in existence for about 5 years, but we're expanding. So initially we were online, so now this is a physical location. So this is my office opening, and we're gonna be cutting a ribbon. Okay? Yes, yes. All right, ready?
Dr. Massicot plans to offer consultations, support groups, mental health advocacy, therapy sessions, and more. Congratulations to Dr. Massicot on this new venture.
This is the physical location, right? So here is where I plan to do a lot of group stuff. So support groups or trainings. And so this is the big space that I'm going to utilize for that. I might do art therapy and those kind of things as well. Art therapy and those kind of things as well. So this is what that is for. Inside is going to be where I'm going to do in-person therapy.
Barbados' own Ashley Lashley has been appointed to the United Nations Secretary General's Youth Advisory Group on Climate Change. Lashley, a CARICOM Youth Ambassador, is one of 14 young leaders from around the world selected to advise the Secretary General on urgent climate issues. She is the sole representative from the Caribbean in this third cohort, which now includes youth from every global region. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres praised the fearless advocacy of young people and emphasized the importance of giving them more space at the decision-making table. Lashley says her role is to carry the Caribbean's cry for climate justice and to hold the world accountable for the debt owed to small island developing states. She is also the founder of the Ashley Lashley Foundation and the SIDS Global Children and Youth Action Summit. And moving on to Jamaica, the Caribbean Youth Climate Council will hold the inaugural Caribbean Youth Environment and Climate Change Conference from September 9th to 12th in Kingston. The event will bring together youth delegates, policy makers, and environmental experts to collaborate on solutions to the region's most pressing environmental challenges. Topics will include climate finance, renewable energy, ocean conservation, and climate-smart agriculture. Delegates will also have the chance to present ideas based on their local community needs. CYCC Executive Coordinator Mario Galbert highlighted the urgency of youth leadership, noting that Caribbean coral reefs have lost around 80% of their hard coral cover over the past 30 years. The conference aims to empower young leaders to shape environmental policy, strengthen regional resilience, and build sustainable future. Also in regional news, regional nursing body urges greater investment amid worsening nurse shortage. The regional nursing body, RNB, is calling for urgent investment in the nursing workforce as a growing shortage of trained nurses threatens healthcare systems across the region. In a recent statement, the RNB warned that many countries are facing critical gaps in healthcare delivery due to underfunding, poor working conditions, and the migration of nurses seeking better opportunities abroad. The organization stressed that without immediate action to improve recruitment, training, and retention, the shortage will continue to strain hospitals and reduce access to essential care, especially in rural and underserved areas. RNB officials urge governments to increase healthcare budgets, offer competitive salaries, and prioritize nursing education and professional development. The time to invest in nurses is now, the RMB said, emphasizing that nurses are the backbone of resilient, equitable healthcare systems. And on the international scene, YouTube will be guessing users' ages using artificial intelligence as part of an effort to prevent kids from accessing inappropriate content online. It's part of a broader push to make social media safer for young people. But some users are already worried about what it will mean for their privacy and experience on the platform. The technology is designed to determine whether a viewer is an adult or a minor based on their activity on the platform, regardless of the birthday they submitted when they signed up. The tool is being tested with a limited number of US users for now, but it's expected to be rolled out more widely in the coming months. Europe is grappling with a devastating wave of wildfires that have swept through several countries, leaving at least 3 confirmed dead and displacing thousands of people as emergency services face to contain the blazes. As extreme heat waves continue to scorch much of the continent, wildfires have erupted across southern Europe, including parts of France, Greece, Italy, and Spain. The fires, fueled by record high temperatures and dry conditions, have triggered mass evacuations and significant destruction. Thousands of displaced Palestinians in the Gaza Strip are facing a deepening humanitarian crisis as a severe heatwave grips the region, compounding already dire living conditions marked by water scarcity, overcrowding, and limited access to basic services. With daytime temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, families sheltering in makeshift camps and overcrowding in UNRWA facilities are struggling to cope with the oppressive heat. Many have no access to electricity or functioning cooling systems, and clean drinking water is becoming increasingly scarce. And that's all for international news. Stay tuned for the sports segment after this short message.
Let Instacash help you get the kids ready for school with the DNL Back to School Instacash promotion. For every Instacash ticket purchased, your ticket could say you've won cash,
Oh, really?
you've won groceries, or you've won school supplies instantly. One lucky customer will win $5,000.
I need
Promotion
that.
runs from August 8th to the 11th of September 2025. Instacash tickets are available from all lottery agents island-wide. It's fast, it's easy, and you win instantly.
Instacash, let me play.
Welcome to the sports segment. Let's kick things off with cricket. Cricket West Indies, CWI, recently hosted another installment in its series of inspiring legacy sessions. This time, featuring one of the game and region's greatest icons, Sir Vivian Richards, who addressed West Indies Academy players on Thursday, 31st July. Sir Vivian delivered a passionate presentation focusing on what it truly means to wear the maroon and the qualities required to become a champion, especially against the backdrop of an ever-changing face of the world game. The cricket icon reflected deeply on the mindset, unity, and sacrifices that he and his teammates embraced during the era of dominance, and emphasized how their togetherness enabled them to conquer the cricketing world. And in football news, the race for the top spot in the DFA First Division is intensifying as of August 13. In the Southern Zone, 4 teams are neck and neck at the summit, separated by just a single point. Bath Estate holds on to first place, maintaining their lead only on a goal difference in a highly competitive zone. In the Northern Zone, RC Doctors have pulled slightly ahead, but St. Joseph FC and Northside FC remain close behind, keeping the pressure on. Meanwhile, mid-table teams continue to jostle for position in an increasingly tight contest. Also in football news, Dominica's under-14 girls national football team has departed for Trinidad and Tobago and arrived safely to compete in the CFU Under-14 Girls Challenge Series. The team will represent the nation with pride, showcasing their talent and determination on the regional stage. Support is pouring in as the country rallies behind its young football stars. Also in sports, national swimmer Jasmine Schofield has officially concluded her journey at the 2025 Pan Am Junior Games. Yesterday morning, Jasmine competed in Heat 1 of the 50 meters freestyle, finishing 8th with a time of 29.3 seconds. The Dominica Olympic Committee extends heartfelt thanks to Jasmine for her effort, dedication, and proud representation of our nation. Hope you enjoyed tonight's sports segment. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
Good day to you. This is the weather broadcast from the Met Studio at GMIT for today, August 14th, 2025. We start off today with an update on Tropical Storm Erin, and we find Erin on its approach to the region. At 11 a.m., the center of the system was located near 16.4 degrees north, 49.7 degrees west. Erin is strengthening gradually, and presently maximum sustained winds are near 60 miles per hour. The system is moving westward near 17 miles per hour, and a slight turn towards the north is expected tonight, with a more west-northwestward motion expected into the weekend. Erin is expected to become a hurricane on Friday and passing north of the region as a hurricane. Erin is not expected to pose a direct threat to us here in Dominica, but some indirect impacts are expected, and I'll talk about some of those a little later in the forecast. Those of you with interest in the Northern Leeward Islands, they continue to pay attention and to monitor the situation. As we move on to our satellite imagery, we find Erin in its cyclonic motion, slightly more compact today as compared to the last few days. We also see some of those spiral bands, and some of these bands could begin affecting portions of the Northern Leeward Islands from overnight Friday and into Saturday. So for us here today, we find moisture associated with a trough system resulting in mostly cloudy skies, particularly across the northern half of the Lesser Antilles, including Dominica. And our radar imagery today indicated some light to moderate showers occurring across parts of the island during the morning so far. We also continue to observe some slight Saharan dust across the area, and those conditions are expected to persist into Saturday. So those of you with respiratory sensitivities, do continue to take precautions to minimize complications or to prevent complications. Tonight's weather is expected to be a little bit drier. Partly cloudy skies are expected, slightly hazy with isolated showers. Temperature expected to be down to about 25-26 degrees Celsius in coastal communities. As Erin approaches, our winds are expected to weaken gradually, and tonight winds are expected out of the northeast near 20 kilometers per hour. And looking ahead, tomorrow Friday, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with isolated showers, and possible isolated thunderstorms are expected, mainly during the afternoon. On Saturday, as Erin moves north of the region, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers, and possible thunderstorm activity are expected, particularly by late afternoon to overnight. And on Sunday, moisture and instability trailing Erin is expected to result in mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible thunderstorm activity. We do have a yellow alert for Sunday. Temperatures over the next 3 days are expected to be warm, with daytime highs up to about 33 degrees Celsius and nighttime lows down to about 23-24 degrees Celsius. Winds are expected to be light and variable tomorrow, with a more southerly wind flow as Erin moves across the area from Saturday and into Sunday, with winds peaking to about 30 kilometers per hour. A decrease in wave heights is expected tonight, We waves picking to about 5 feet on the eastern coast tomorrow. On Saturday, we do expect a deterioration in sea conditions as rain moves across the area, and we do have a yellow alert for seas on Saturday. We waves picking to about 8 feet along the eastern coastline and quite possibly near 7 feet along the western coastline. We do expect significant improvement on Sunday, with waves dropping to about 5 feet. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:50 a.m. and will set at 6:29 p.m. The first high tide tomorrow will be at 9:21 a.m. and the first low tide at 3:12 a.m. Remember, for updated information, you can follow us on our social media platforms, or you can go ahead and scan this QR code to gain access to our WhatsApp channel. Remember, we are approaching the peak of the season, to continue to stay informed and to be prepared. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time.
And that's all for tonight's news package. I'm Rick Francis. Thank you for viewing EmoNews every moment online. Have a good evening.